Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Anisimova rallies past Osaka to reach second Grand Slam final of 2025. Just 2 months after reaching her first Grand Slam final at Wimbledon, Amanda Anisimova proved it was no fluke. The American rallied from a set down to defeat four-time major champion Naomi Osaka 6-7-4. 7-6-3, 6-3 in just under 3 hours to reach her second Grand Slam final of the season. U.S. Open, draws, scores, order of play. With the win, Anisimova became the first player to beat Osaka in a major semifinal. She will now face world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in a rematch of their Wimbledon semifinal, where Anisimova pulled off a stunning upset earlier this summer. Anisimova rallies past Osaka to reach second Grand Slam final of 2025. The 2025 season has been full of comebacks, shocks, and breakthroughs, but few stories are more dramatic than the resurgence of Amanda Anisimova. On a crisp September evening in New York, under the electric lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, the 23-year-old American produced a performance of grit and artistry to rally past Naomi Osaka, sealing her place in the U.S. Open final. For Anisimova, the journey has been anything but straightforward. Injuries, self-doubt, and time away from the sport had cast long shadows over her early promise. But on this night, against one of the biggest names in women's tennis, she found her courage, her belief, and her game. The scoreline, 3-6, 7-5, 6-3, tells the story of a fight back, but it doesn't capture the magnitude of what it means for her career, or the waves it sends through the sport. Act 1. Osaka's fast start. Naomi Osaka walked onto the court, carrying the aura of a champion. A 4-time Grand Slam winner, she knows how to handle the big stage in New York, where she had previously lifted 2 trophies. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, sensing the clash of styles. Osaka's smooth, heavy hitting against Anisimova's aggressive shot-making and fearless returns. The opening set belonged firmly to Osaka. Her serve clicked from the start, powerful, precise, and backed by confident first-strike tennis. She broke Anisimova early, stepping into the court and dictating with her forehand. Anisimova, for all her flashes of brilliance, looked tight. Her backhand leaked errors, her footwork a half-step late. In just over half an hour, Osaka had pocketed the set 6-3, silencing any questions about her form. It felt like the script was being written for another Osaka triumph in New York. But tennis has a way of twisting narratives, and Anisimova was not ready to bow out. Act 2, the turning point. The second set became a tug-of-war of momentum and willpower. Anisimova began to loosen her shoulders, striking with the kind of clean timing that once marked her as a prodigy. Her backhand, long admired as one of the purest in the game, started firing down the line with venom. Still, Osaka looked poised to finish the match in straight sets. At 5-4, she stepped up to serve for the match. The stadium tilted in her favor, the crowd sensing the finish line. But this is where Anisimova's belief revealed itself. She played the return game of her life, rifling a backhand return winner, forcing Osaka into rallies, and finally breaking serve with a blistering forehand down the line. The crowd gasped, then roared. Suddenly, Osaka looked rattled, her first serve percentage dipping. Anisimova seized the moment. At 6-5, she unleashed 2 aces and a pair of fearless winners to clinch the second set 7-5. She screamed into the night sky, pumping her fists, as if releasing years of pent-up frustration. The comeback was real. The match was alive. Act 3, the decider. The third set felt like a test of nerve as much as talent. Both players exchanged early breaks, Osaka trying to steady herself, Anisimova refusing to retreat. The rallies grew longer, the tension tighter, every point a small war. At 3-3, the defining passage arrived. Anisimova produced a game of brilliance, painting lines with her ground strokes, forcing Osaka wide, and finishing with a daring drop shot that left the Japanese star flat-footed. The break was hers, and with it, the momentum of the match. From there, Anisimova refused to blink. Her serve, once shaky, now held firm under pressure. Her ground strokes flowed with controlled aggression. At 5-3, Serving for the match, she faced one last surge from Osaka. 2 breakpoints that could have turned the tide. But Anisimova erased them with courage. One with a bold backhand winner, the other with a fearless ace out wide. On her second match point, Osaka's forehand sailed long, and Anisimova collapsed to the court, covering her face in disbelief. She had done it. She had rallied from the brink against one of the greatest champions of her generation. The aftermath. The celebration was raw and emotional. Tears mingled with laughter as Anisimova waved to the crowd, who had fallen in love with her fight. In her on-court interview, her voice cracked with emotion. "I've been through so much. To be back here, in a Grand Slam final again, especially in New York, it's just incredible. Naomi is a champion. I had to play my very best to beat her. I'm so proud of myself for fighting." For Osaka, the disappointment was evident, but so was the grace. She smiled as she applauded Anisimova, acknowledging the fight she had encountered. "She deserved it tonight," Osaka said later. "She played fearless tennis. I know how tough it is to come back after everything she's gone through. I respect her so much." What it means. For Amanda Anisimova, this is not just another big win. It marks her second Grand Slam final of 2025, a season of rebirth for a player once tipped as the future of American tennis. Her first final earlier in the year proved she could reach the summit again. This one proves she can do it on the sport's grandest stages, under the brightest lights. For women's tennis, her resurgence adds a new layer to an already dynamic landscape. Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, Naomi Osaka. The game is overflowing with stars. Anisimova's revival ensures she is not merely part of the conversation, but potentially one of the defining voices. And for the U.S. Open, this was a gift. A homegrown talent rising under pressure, reviving memories of past American champions who found their greatest courage in New York. The final awaits. Now, Anisimova turns her focus to the final. Whether she faces Aryna Sabalenka's raw power or Coco Gauff's athletic brilliance, she knows the challenge will be immense. But after this night, one thing is clear. Amanda Anisimova believes again. And belief, more than talent or tactics, may be the most dangerous weapon she carries into the final. Epilogue. The fighter returns. The story of Amanda Anisimova is one of resilience. A teenager who once lit up Paris, a young woman who stepped away from the game to heal, and now a fighter who has clawed her way back into the brightest spotlight tennis has to offer. In rallying past Naomi Osaka, she didn't just win a match. She reclaimed her narrative. She reminded the world of her gifts. And she proved, most of all, that no setback is final when belief remains. On this unforgettable night in New York, Amanda Anisimova wasn't just a tennis player. She was a symbol of perseverance, of courage, and of the beauty of second chances.